Hello, my name is Alexa Barrio, and I'm going to start. So tell us about yourself. First and foremost, I'm under the weather right now, so I apologize. I didn't really get fancied up for this. I have two dogs and a cat. It's very important. I love animals. I love being around animals. And I love to read. I love to go to breweries with my husband and doing just about anything with my sister. She's my best friend. I'm a little bit of a homebody, but that's okay. What drew you to apply to the Tiger Lily Foundation? Sorry, my oven just beeped. So, I was looking at the message that the Tiger Lily Foundation has, and I love the idea of, supporting women, uplifting populations that do not get enough attention, help, credit, etc. But also coming from a family that's been disproportionately affected by breast cancer. And it seems like something that, I really would like to kind of like dig my teeth into. I'm working for a hospital right now, so working for a foundation would be really cool. Why does this position make sense to you at this point in your career? So I am looking to keep working in the clinical research realm, but I'm not necessarily sure I want to keep doing exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm really into the good clinical practice and the more legal side of research. And, for some people, that's the most boring part of research. But again, like I said before, I'm kind of a homebody. I'm more of a quiet person. And so, really, the idea of being able to, collaborate, do some contract, working on SOPs. I'm just kind of like looking at some of the things I could touch upon. I do not have experience with SharePoint, Slack, or HubSpot. Work on Teams a lot. I have worked in many healthcare systems. I've worked for different foundations, and so that's very, I'd like to keep working with that. And I do actually see myself trending toward working in bioethics eventually, the IRB side of research. But I think this would be a nice little change from going from what I'm doing right now, using my medical background, but also kind of keeping with the research theme and getting to do things in a little bit of a different light. So, let's see, what else? Other questions? Share your experience with clinical trials. So, I've been working with clinical trials since 2020 for the most part. I did work with them a little bit in 2013 and during my graduate degree, but for the most part professionally, graduate assistant and now clinical research coordinator. I worked in cardiology, I've worked in rheumatology, I've done drug studies, I've done device studies, a lot of, recruitment, patient interfacing. The thing I like least is the thing a lot of people like the most. I do not like doing the lab work. I'm really more of a behind the scenes kind of person. And I think having the skills of having worked patient interfacing for so long, having the ability to really set up interpersonal relationships, but also being really good on the back end. And, I did community outreach. I've done, obviously, like I said, patient care. So I had a little bit of here and there. And the other thing that I really like to always like push home is that I've worked with doctors, so direct patient care, you're looking at the individual, versus I also have a public health degree, so you're focusing on a population health. So it kind of gives you that rounded 360 view of things that not everybody necessarily has. Please share your, sorry. What do you see as strengths and area for improvement with the clinical trials industry? So I definitely, like I said, I am interested in the legal aspects of it. I'm interested in grants. I'm interested in management. And so I would really like to continue with that. Room for improvement, I guess your lab work, but that really wouldn't apply to this position. As I said before, looking at the job description, I haven't worked on all of the software you're looking for, but I really do enjoy getting down to the nitty gritty of it. I do love that clinical trials provide a different opportunity, and I like making sure that everything is done to the T. If it's not written down, it doesn't exist. I'm very annoying when it comes to being a clinical coordinator to my PIs. I like to make sure they're always on top of things. I don't like things being messy. I don't like things, if I'm having a monitoring visit, I don't want them to find anything that's going to tie me up too long. Tell us about DEI concepts, projects, experiences related to your experience and research. I'm not exactly sure what you're asking when it comes to DEI, but again, experience and research. I've worked extensively with sponsors like Eli Lilly, and I'm working with, Covance Labs and all of that. Describe a situation which had you earn the trust of others. What was the situation? How did you gain the trust? What was the outcome? So one of my highlighting moments in my professional career, although technically was when I was doing my master's, so I worked for Nassau County's health department. I was interning, and we got a grant from NHO, and it was for people affected or infected with HIV. So we worked with Planned Parenthood in Hempstead. We worked with Nassau University Medical Center. And so working with this population was incredible. And one of the most humbling things is when someone feels comfortable enough to share their experience with you, to tell you about, their journey with the condition and, their story about how they contracted the disease. And so having people open up to you like that is amazing. And I really think that would be an experience, working with these populations would be an experience that I would be able to utilize working for Tiger Lily Foundation. And, beauty, strength, transformation, all of those things come from within. And I met some amazing people during my time working for that. We got to work with outreach to see people that, what message worked with their communities and where should we put funding, what would help people best. And so just kind of going a little bit off topic, I could sit here and answer all these questions. Obviously, I'm coming off probably very awkward to you right now. I'm not very good at, doing a one-sided thing. I work better when someone's asking me questions and it's a more organic thing, but I'm doing my best. And